If you've ever asked, where do I start with Trails? This is it. The 2025 remake of Trails in the Sky first chapter doesn't chase prestige TV reinvention. It solves the series' on-ramp problem by modernizing the play without tampering with the soul. That choice matters because Trails isn't just a long JRPG, it's a continent-sized continuity. Start sloppy and you lose people. Start clean and you gain lifers. Here's the stakes. This remake keeps the original story intact, Estelle and Joshua, junior bracers bickering and growing their way across Liberal, while bringing combat, cameras, and traversal up to current Trails standards. No bloated subplots, no artificial padding. It's the same backbone, sharper bones. Let's triangulate the coverage before we plant our flag. GameSpot tags it an 8, glowing on characters, the faithful script, and the hybrid battle system. Dings it for inconsistent voice use and a lack of meaningful new side content for returning fans. Hardcore Gamer swings 4. 5.5 Borderline Love Letter. One of the greatest JRPG battle systems, with minor gripes about quest markers deflating riddle quests and the low HP music interrupt. Dual Shockers goes 9.5/10, praising the world building, hybrid combat, and gorgeous cel-shade aesthetic. Knocks repeated NPC models and occasional lip-sync weirdness. Consensus. Story and cast still rule, the new combat clicks, QOL is real, and the presentation pops. Friction points. Partial VO, hand-holding on some quests, and a very faithful approach that won't wow veterans with new content. Veteran games take. This is the right kind of remake for a saga opener. Trails thrives on cumulative investment, NPCs who actually move cities, tiny dialogue updates up after every plot beat, a world with routines and politics. Rewrite too much and you break the causality that later arcs depend on. Here, Falcom modernizes the verbs, how you move, fight, and navigate, so newcomers don't bounce off 2011 friction, then leaves the noun pile, the who, what, why, right where it belongs. Let's break the big change, hybrid combat. In the field, you're in action mode, light-heavy last-second dodges that turbocharge a meter, stun an enemy, and then, crucially, you can snap into command mode to cash that advantage. It's not Musu mashing. The action layer trims trash time and lets you earn initiative. When you swap to commands, you're back in classic Trails. Timeline turn order, positioning on a grid, delay interrupt shenanigans, arts with cast times, crafts, and the big over-the-top S-crafts that cash your gauge in a fireworks show. The smart bit is incentives. Action for thinning herds and setting up stuns, commands for AoE geometry, buffs, debuffs, and surgical boss control. Grinding, reduce tactics. Intact, pattern interrupt. The Orbment quartz system still slaps. Think FF7's materia if the socket path itself gates spell lists. Slot elemental quartz, blue for water heal, red for fire attack, yellow for earth defense, and the layout unlocks higher tier arts. The remake doesn't overcomplicate it. It clarifies it. Newer players get the aha faster, veterans can still min-max lines for earthwall cheese or time delay builds that bully mid-bosses. Pro tip. In early chapters, prioritize utility arts over pure damage. Your crafts and S-craft spikes will carry burst while arts deliver control and safety. Traversal gets a glow up too. Those old winding roads are now wide linear spaces with elevation and nooks, fast travel within the current region, and a high-speed toggle that works even in real time. It's still Trails, big walks, bigger detours, but it's friendlier to your calendar. The camera finally lets you see faces and micro-acting during story beats. The stage play in the school arc lands way harder with those expressions. The cel-shaded look isn't just pretty, it's coherent. Characters who later reappear in 3D era games now match your memory instead of clashing with it. Counterpoint time. Is the faithfulness too faithful? If you played FC to tatters, you won't find new dungeons or a secret Estelle route. The localization leans closer to Japanese tone, adds lines to fill dead air during exploration, but stays conservative. VO is partial, great when it's on, awkward when it flickers off mid-scene. Some outlets also noted quest markers that occasionally spoil riddle-style side gigs. These choices smooth the slope for newcomers, and sand a bit of the old-school texture for vets. Quick spoiler in 3, 2, 1. The story still ends as FC always did. It's a first chapter with a proper mic drop that tease SC. The lift to the second game is the point. Falcom split one colossal script in 2 decades ago. If you crave full closure inside a single credits roll, this structure won't change. Spoilers over, why it works anyway. Estelle and Joshua are still lightning in a bottle. Estelle is pure sunlight, a feisty, earnest do-gooder who grows in judgment without losing heart. Joshua is the moon, rational, guarded, disarmingly soft when Estelle cuts through the armor. Their dynamic makes the slow simmer feel intentional, not padded. NPCs pulse with the world. A couple you meet in Roland resurfaces in every city with evolving problems. Shopkeepers shift stock, towns react to national news. This is the secret sauce reviewers keep gushing about. Falcom writes a civilization, not a backdrop. When the conspiracy finally surfaces, you care because you've lived there. Let's be practical. Want smoother battles? Use the hybrid intentionally. Stun in action, swap to commands to cache chain AoEs. Learn to delay interrupt on the timeline. Denying a boss a critical tick is often better than landing one. Don't hoard S-crafts. Burn them to secure control, then rebuild with high-speed field clears. Quartz 101. Early blue for sustain, green for speed manipulation, then stack elements along lines to unlock mid-tier art sooner than the story expects. And yes, move your squad. Step out of enemy AoEs and shape your own. Trails rewards simple geometry as much as raw stats. Platform price sanity check from the reviews in hand, developed by Nihon Falcom, published by Gung Ho Online Entertainment, reviewed on PS5. High frame rate mode exists on PS5, performance reports are squeaky clean. If you're coming from Trails through Daybreak, the action DNA will feel familiar. If you're returning from the PSP era, this will feel like a revelation without a rewrite. Mid to late CTA, earned. If breakdowns like this help you choose what to play and how to play it, hitch a ride with Veteran Game. We cut through marketing fog and tell you where to spend your hours, not just your dollars. So start here or skip, start here. In 2025, Trails in the Sky first chapter is the definitive entry point. Story preserved, friction lowered, identity intact. It's less remake as reinvention and more remake as restoration, which is exactly what the series needs at the gate. Returning fans don't get new plot, but they do get the best way to relive it and a combat system that makes the old rhythms sing. Final spicy thought. Would you trade this remake's near-perfect fidelity for brand new story chapters, even if that risked breaking downstream continuity? Or is do no harm to canon the only sane rule for a saga this interconnected?